Hello everyone, it is I, Mark S.W. This video I'm doing something completely different, something I've never done before. Today is the 50th anniversary of UFO, one of the Jerry Anderson shows, and I couldn't think of anything to do in honour of its anniversary, and there's not much I can actually do since a lot of people are staying indoors at this time of the year. But there is something I could do which I've never done before on my YouTube channel. I'm going to watch and react to the first episode of UFO Identified. I have seen it before, it's been a while, and like I said, I couldn't think of anything else. I've never done a reaction video before on my channel, mainly because usually when you do a reaction video, you usually display the episode or movie somewhere like round about here. The trouble is with reaction videos, you could get into trouble with copyright. Now, it's okay if you're reacting to YouTube videos, providing they're not original, but when you're reacting to a TV episode or a movie, you could get into trouble with copyright. But I have found a solution. There's a YouTuber, I think her name is Galaxy, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. If she's watching, I'm really sorry. She's a big Star Wars fan, and she's reacted to all 9 episodes of Star Wars. But it's uncut, so it's not focusing on the important bits, you could say. It's called a watch-along reaction. So she watches the movie, the full version, and you watch along with her. So you play the movie on a different device or a separate screen, and at the same time you can still see her reactions. So the idea is you'd put a timer up about there, and it will give you a rough idea of whereabouts I'm watching the episode, whereabouts I am, you could say. So I'm watching it on DVD. You can watch it on DVD if you like with me, or online if it's been uploaded. Naughty. But because I'm watching this full, I'm not doing any editings. You may hear any bloopers, so outside there are cars going by, you might hear them, or I might screw up my words. That's the whole fun of it. Before we begin, don't forget to like this video and do subscribe and hit the notification bell if you're new to my channel. And let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see me do more reaction videos, because this will be my first. This will be my pilot, you could say. It's going to be a long video, so you might want to make a cup of tea or a cup of coffee while you're watching along with me. So, if you're ready, when I say go, hit the play button. In 3, 2, 1, go. Ching! Century 21 logo. Shadow, Supreme Headquarters, Alien Defense Organization, secret location beneath film studio. When I first saw this on BBC Two in the 90s, I thought, oh, we're going to see Captain Scarlet or Joe 90, because I missed the announcer. I was like, oh, this is new. SID, Space Intruder Detector, mainly scanning for UFOs. Not to be confused with SID from Lunarville 7. Skydiver on patrol, Sky 1, ready for action in Earth's atmosphere. This was my brother's favourite vehicle. I love the music by Barry Gray. Mobiles, all operational. These are my favourite vehicles. I love anything with caterpillar tracks. Moonbase, tracker system and space interceptors operational. So we see one of the regular characters, Peter Carlin. Ooh, she dead. Yeah, for aliens, you think they use something more high-tech than bullets. Interesting that this music was never released onto the new soundtrack, because I don't think it was even released on the old Fanderson soundtrack either. beautifully shot. Bit of a fun fact, there is actually an extended deleted scene of this chase, and it's a little bit more gory. Lots of blood. Of course, for those of you who are new to UFO, this was the first live-action series that Jerry did. Two of the characters, the main and one of the regulars, Ed Straker and General Henderson. Because I know Jerry wanted to do live-action for a long time. But I actually think he said that in one of the Thunderbird documentaries, the trouble with live actors, what you see is what you get. With the puppets, although they can't walk, you can at least make them look like anything you like, base them on real people. Because with Commander Straker, Ed Bishop, he wasn't actually blonde. He was a different colour hair, I think. I think it was brunette. No good thing about live actors, you can drive a motorbike. Distract negative. My God. Because I first saw this as a child, it took me a while to realise that Ed Bishop was also Captain Blue from Captain Scarlet. It's only in adult years when I noticed the connection. Ooh, he's noted something. Is that actually possible? Driving a motorbike and talking on the phone at the same time? It'd be actually very dangerous. You know something's going to happen because that alien sound. I mean, I've seen the episode many times, but like I said, I want to do something for the anniversary. And that's what happens when you're talking on the phone on the motorbike. Oh, Straker's safe. Brilliant car crash. I must admit, that gives me Captain Scarlet vibes. Reminds me of the first episode, you know, because that had a car crash as well. Oh no, and there goes the evidence. Again, there's an extended scene to this as well, because as Straker jumps out, blood's actually coming from his mouth. So now, 10 years later, identified. And notice Gabriel in the right corner from the Secret Service, which I never saw Secret Service until 2011, actually. This lady I can never remember how you pronounce her name, but I've actually met her in 2015 and I got a photo with her. I think it's Ali something. If anyone knows the name, do put it in the comments below. This comes straight from his car. My brother liked the car as well. I like also, it sort of keeps to the Jerry Anderson vibe, because in some episodes of the Super Marination series, even if they're centered in the UK, they're still driving on the right when you think they should be driving on the left. It's a lot of cues. And here comes one of the characters that all women hate. Going down. Shadow. Concentrate, Freeman, concentrate. That's a cool wheelchair, I must admit. I think this is like an only time thing on UFO. Usually in the elevator, the office elevator, there's always someone outside, a woman, to sort of greet it. I think just to check who it is. I think that's the only time they engage in conversation with one of them. Ooh, I don't know if you can hear, but I apologise for the noise outside. It's a cleaning machine. Rude. Well, that's good. I think that's another first for UFO. That's the only time Straker calls Alec by his surname. Most of the time he calls him Alec, hardly calls him Freeman. Seagull X-ray. Shane Rimmer. Anderson legend, along with Ed Bishop and Denise Breyer. There's a fab fact here. This scene where we're going to the moon to see Moonbase, the music in the background was first heard in the Captain Scarlet episode Shadow of Fear, when the mini satellite approaches the Martian moon Phobos. Because it's kind of strange, because normally first episodes of the Anderson series that has Barry's music, they don't use other pieces of music, but I think this is the first time it's happened. Decided to borrow a piece of music from something else. Using lots of different ways to say affirmative. Check, affirmative, okay, green, FAB, SIG, 1010, PWOR. This is endless. EET. I prefer SET, Standard Earth Time. But in this scene, a lot of people watching this for the first time are like, oh, for God's sake, man, give the woman some privacy. Oh, wait, it's one of those special mirrors. Big fan went by. No, just a little bit. UFO. I have to confess, the fashion in UFO is very strange. Especially the women, armless tops that go right up to their necks and really small skirts so you see their knees. Why? And we still don't know what the wigs are for. Mind you, the men had some odd fashions. I mean, some of them had like white collars, so you think they're priests. No offense, Sylvia. Really, no offense. It's nice to have me in an Anderson show. What is that thing? The sort of spiky metal beehive or whatever it is. Skydiver. I think Skydiver has a very interesting sound effect. It sort of combines two sound effects. A new one that's sort of, and then you have that sort of jet engine, which is used in many supermarination vehicles like Thunderbird 4 and other submarines, and some of the space vehicles for Fireball XL5. So Peter survived. That is quite a good cut scene there. Captain Blue telling Sam Loover off. I think that sort of tells what kind of organisation Shadow is. Pretty good sum up. It is better to live in hope. Going back to what I just said about the kind of organisation Shadow is, I think you learn that there are like three types of secret organisations. You got public secret, which is like international rescue from Thunderbirds, and then you got like military secret, which is like Shadow and Terrorhawks. So only the government know about it, but not the local authorities or the public. Then you got like an illegal secret, which hasn't been done in Anderson, but you see it in like Torchwood. So no one knows about it. To the public and the government, it doesn't exist. So you got X-Ray taking off from Los Angeles. Shadow IR. These runway scenes are so effective, they're brilliant. Ah, Sid. We learn that it's unmanned. Apparently, according to Christelle, when Sid gets lonely, he sings songs about buffaloes. Don't ask. Jeremy Wilkins, another Anderson legend. He did Virgil Tracy in the second series of Thunderbirds. Moon gold. Be good if you can find gold on the moon. The mother of Sherlock Holmes. It's true. Yeah. How do you do? But I'm not interested in you. Good thing that she replaces Freeman. I mean, there are one or two good points about Alec Freeman. Some of them not so good, some are good. For those of you who hate Alec Freeman, don't worry, he gets killed by Daleks. Notice something else about the lunar landscaping UFO. It's more sort of a browny colour. Because in Captain Scarlet it was grey, then it goes to this browny colour in UFO, and then for Space 1999 it turns back to grey. Famous sound effect there, that klaxon. 428. That's a very popular number in throughout UFO. They say it a lot, 428. So I think that means it's traveling like 8 times the speed of light. It's a pity we don't see like a full launch sequence of the interceptors, because it'd be interesting to see how they actually get into the cockpit. Motorbike? That's one way to get into an interceptor, perhaps. This is a maximum security alert. I do love this music. Because I think this is the only episode where the interceptor launch sequence is all quiet. I think it's because in space no one can hear you scream. You missed out the 2 zeros. Like Thunderbirds, they use very precise timing. Missiles away. Apparently they're nuclear missiles, because the idea is, because the UFOs are travelling faster than light, the explosion should catch them in the blast. Eek. It's a good thing these days you don't smoke on planes. Not nice. A lot of people are debating about this scene. Is Colonel Lake worried that there's a UFO going to shoot her, or that if she survives, she may have to go on a date with Colonel Freeman? A lot of people think it's the Freeman answer. UFO sound effect changes. I think in this episode, when it's traveling in the atmosphere, it has a different sound effect, but in the other episodes, it has the same sound effect when it's traveling in space. And these skydiver vests are a weird fashion as well. Don't worry, the woman there, she is wearing a bra. Don't worry. But here's another cool launch sequence though. This is more interesting. Sky One's launch. And that's why women don't like Alec Freeman. I love that sound effect for the fighter jets. Also, you may note that the Sky One cockpit is the same as the Interceptor cockpit because they didn't make a new set. They just use the same ones. It's the same with the Shadow Mobiles and the Moonmobiles. Because I think later on in the series, there aren't that many model shots because I think Jerry was very keen to move on to live action, make everything all live. I think that's why later when he did the Protectors, there's hardly any model shots. If that makes sense. UFO approaching. Two missiles and you miss. Not sure if this music is suitable because you want something a little bit more tense, I think. Iconic explosion there. I must admit, it's from hearing the sound effects that I realised the connection. It was an Anderson show, even though the characters weren't puppets, they were live actors. Direct hit. This orange smoke. Horse. I'm watching this in the front room of my house, so lots of sound effects are going on out there. This is more interesting. UFOs in the water. That close-up dramatic look. It is a body. Whiskey. Well, if you don't touch it, what the hell's the point of having it in your office? I think so too. Especially when you look at Confetti Check AOK. I know he got divorced, but still. That is quite a creepy look with those eyes. One of the operations they always do with the aliens, they always try and stop them breathing liquid and get them to breathe oxygen. I'm actually curious, how did he get that head injury if he was wearing a helmet? Surely the helmet would have protected him. Oh, this is one of the most iconic scenes ever. Removing the shell from the eye. There's something creepy about it. So it's an alien with human body parts. So now something strange is happening to this alien. You see swirling colours. It's kind of interesting with Captain Scarlet and the Mysterons and UFO. The aliens and the Mysterons do have a fondness for like lots of different random colours rather than just one. Ooh, now the alien has changed. He's aging. Still still getting older. I thought it was because he couldn't like breathe when I first saw this. Like, yeah, he needs the liquid the same way like a mermaid would need water. But I was just saying with all the like lots of colours, like when you see inside like the Mysteron complex, there's like lots of different colours. It's only in like the CGI remake they only narrow it down to one. With the aliens, I think they do like the same here for UFO. It's all random colours. Ooh. Yep, he's dead. Tell the disappointment in Straker's face. He wanted them alive. Why do they come to Earth? Big marble. Ed Bishop's acting, it's just brilliant. First class. That's why he's an Anderson legend. Survival is a great force. So when it comes to survival, people just do anything, even if it means something evil or horrible. But it's not over yet. So they know who those organs belong to. And that's what happened to the lady in the yellow dress at the beginning of the episode. So it's a very difficult excuse you have to come up with. There you see, white collar, so it's like a priest. Of course, for UFO, this is just the beginning. And that's my reaction to UFO, the very first episode identified. So, happy 50th birthday, UFO. Like I said, Ed Bishop's acting is just first class, absolutely brilliant. And this was one of some of the Anderson shows that was repeated on BBC Two. You have that creepy space music. Barry does a great job with space music. Thanks for watching this video, guys. And do let me know if you want me to do any more reaction videos. Over and out.